There we are. I'm just going to try changing some settings there. I'm having a few issues. Do apologise for some technical issues there. I'm Zach up into P1 then after the start of that Grand Prix. We did ride on board with it, but sadly got to miss it. Do apologise for that. German in P2, Jimmy in P3, Casey in P4. Great start for the Alpine driver. Murphy down to P5, Carbon Con to P6. Collins holding his own in P7. Kimi up 2 into P8. Darjan up 3 into P9. Viper down in 1 into P10. Spencer up 2 from the back of the grid, and Asterix out and disqualified from the start of the Grand Prix. And all action going on there as well. Who was that caught up in that? Carbon Con is all over the place, as is Kimi there. Not quite sure who caused the collision there as well, but quite interesting to see Kimi into the pits for a wing change, we believe. Certainly is front wing end plate damage there on the... As we see Viper in the other McLaren in the wall now as well. Is he out? No, he's not. He looks like he's had a collision with the Aston Martin of Carbon Con, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go on. And a great battle here coming up. Darjan coming up on the back of Spencer. This is a fight from the back. Now Darjan is missing a front left wing end plate there, as we can see from the front of the vehicle. There it is, just missing on the end. So I expect to see him into the pits in a few moments' time as well. Okay, what other battles have we got going on? Up top of the grid then, Murphy is closing in on Casey, and we've got a little bit of a train all the way from P1 on the grid, all the way back. And who's going to make a crack at it first? It looks like German's having a look up the inside of Zach. Can he do anything about it into turn 1? And just thinking better of the idea for the time being. He is looking at it on the exit again, and he is right up the gearbox of the Red Bull, but can he do anything as they head down into turn 4? And again, he's just sitting back into the slipstream for the time being. How is Murphy getting on behind as well, challenging the Alpine? Well, same old, and having many issues there as well. So not quite getting through at the moment in time. Frenzy then. Also another battle. We've got battles all over the track at this moment in time. AlphaTauri versus Haas further down the field in the midfield here. And Viper in the other McLaren also into the pit lane now. Both McLarens in trouble at the start of this Grand Prix, as is the Aston Martin. Up the front then, German once again right in the wake of Zach there. DRS is available as well, so when they go down the main straight, he is going to have the added advantage. Can he stay close enough to make it work? There he is. And great exit there from the Williams driver, as you see him straight down the inside there, and not much that can be done by the Red Bull to defend. And through back into the lead is our pole sitter for this evening. I'm Zach, back down to P2. Watching I'm Zach as well, we are going to have a little bit of battle from behind once again, as the Ferrari is closing in with Casey and Murphy as well, fighting just behind. Five-way tussle as we speak. Yellow flags in sector 2. It is one of the McLarens. It is Viper with yellow flags there, so interested to see him in trouble once again. And DRS wide open for Jimmy, but a little bit too far back to use it. Now then, these guys behind again ever closer and joining in on the battle. So let's keep an eye out for what's going to happen here. Just a couple of tenths between each of these drivers at the moment in this early stage of the Grand Prix. And a little bit of a slide there from Casey, a little bit of a mistake, and Murphy through, not needing a second invitation. Collins there taking a 3-second time penalty for corner quitting as well. So Casey got a little bit of work to do to rejoin the attack for those podium positions tonight after a little mistake there. Riding back on board then with Jimmy in the Ferrari, and still on the back of the Red Bull. Ferrari versus Red Bull been big in the last couple of years as competition to each other. Not so much in 2021. Let's see if that comes back again this year in 2022 with the new regulations, but we will see. For the time being, definitely Red Bull at advantage over the Ferrari as we're watching it. And DRS wide open there as well. Looks like the Red Bull didn't get the advantage of DRS off the Williams as German out in front. A 1.3 second lead now has built up for the Williams driver. And sector 2 yellow flag once again. It looks like the Mercedes this time of Spencer. Just trying to see what's going on there. Looks like front wing's missing. It certainly is. So we expect to see Mercedes in the pit box in a couple of moments' time. And the Ferrari with the DRS here, absolutely looking to sail down the inside of the Red Bull. Can the Red Bull defend into the corner? And he does so very well, coming wheel to wheel and just about keeping it clean. That's about as aggressive as you can possibly get. And again, Zach defending there offline and making the Ferrari of Jimmy there really work hard. Remember back in 2016, that's the corner that Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton came together in a massive collision and was Red Bull's first 1-2 of the hybrid era. So that was back in 2016. It's quite a way back now if you're putting that in contention. Casey Jennett picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. There's Casey and Collins both with a 3-time penalty already at these early stages of the Grand Prix. Casey after that spin still down in 5th place and has lost quite a bit of ground to Murphy, who he was racing hard with. Let's see if the Alpine can get back on the gearbox of the Williams in the coming laps. Riding on board with this main battle at the moment then. This is battle for P2. I'm Zach and Jimmy going hard for it. And Jimmy there with DRS wide open once again, with Murphy in the background and Williams now starting to close the gap down and just outside the 1 second there. And Ferrari just having a little bit of a look but not making anything of it at this moment in time. Will he do anything down into turn 4? And a little bit too far back for turn 4. Viper is out of the Grand Prix. We didn't see what happened there, and safety car is out. And is anyone going to go for an early pit stop here? Looking at the tyres, I don't think there's anyone that we'd expect to be in quite this early other than Murphy and Carver and Con, obviously on the soft tyres from their qualifying positions, so we'll keep an eye on them to see if they do go into the garages. Donald into the pit lane, was on hard tyres, as is Kimi into the pit lane as well for his second stop already of the evening after 7 laps. Carver Con does go into the pits as well on the soft tyres, and that's not so unexpected there for Carver Con to head into the pit lane. Right on board with Murphy as well, we expect him to head on into the pits. Donald Jun, Kimi and Carver Con all heading out on a fresh set of medium tyres for this next stint of the Grand Prix then, and I would presume right on board with Murphy now, he will peel into the pits and also go for the medium tyre, as has Zach and Jimmy in front. Now they're already on the mediums. Are they going to go for a set of softs and go for a very short but fast stint? Let's have a look. Or are they going to go for the hard tyres and go long? It did look like hard tyres there actually for... No, it was the softs there for Zach, and split strategy as the championship rivals go on completely different tyres there. So as we leave the pit lane then, German in the lead of the Grand Prix on fresh medium tyres, Zach in P2 on fresh soft tyres, and Jimmy in P3 on fresh hard tyres. Donald Jun there picking up a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Certainly won't bode well for him moving up the order this evening. Already down in 8th place at the minute and where he's really got some work to do now once his safety car is released and back in. We expect the safety car out for a few more laps, as we've got quite a few drivers still around the third sector of the track due to the earlier pit stops in the Grand Prix. Only driver to not stop through that then is H. Collins. A little bit of an odd decision there from Collins to stay out on 7-lap old medium tyres, but maybe he's banking on another opportunity from another safety car in the very near future. And just going to try something now, so bear with me one moment. There we go. So it did have a slight technical issue earlier on with some of the settings. Some reason bizarrely not working, so managed to sort that out now. So yeah, we are all back to normal as we should be. So do apologise for the fact that listening back there will be no commentary, only the picture view from qualifying. There was a issue with the settings from my point of view, but the Grand Prix all covered bar the first half of the lap, where there were a few little bits to look back at, especially with the retirement and disqualification there of Aston Nix. So not sure if he just didn't pull away from the line or whether there was another issue there, but yep, out of this Grand Prix. Lap 9 of 33 then, so just coming up to 1/3 point in the Grand Prix as we follow around the safety car and expect it in at the end of this lap. Most of the cars are going to be bunched up very shortly. It just leaves the one rogue Red Bull out there on a fresh set of soft tyres, and with a drive-through penalty as well, not boding well for Donarjun. 10 drivers left in the Grand Prix, only 13 in the end this evening. Bit of a shame. Hopefully we'll see more next week for the Grand Prix. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Head in the right direction in terms of subscribers across the board. Most has been Formula 1 up until now, but a lot of other content coming in the coming weeks from Rocket League, Gran Turismo 7 and Gran Turismo Sport actually. In fact, at the minute we're doing a bit of both, and various Call of Duties, and the safety car does stay out another lap even though everyone has caught up. So Donarjun there going to be making the most of those soft tyres. Now he has got to pit within 3 laps to serve his drive-through penalty, so he won't be staying out very long. Who's that into the pits now? Spencer now into the pits and pitting onto a set of soft tyres. And in the midst of all that, Collins has gone in pitted and still come back out, only losing 1 place on a fresh set of hards. Maybe he was planned on it coming out, staying out a little bit longer to allow him that opportunity. So very interesting tactic if that is the case, and fair play to him. Okay then, so safety car is in this lap, and as we see the safety car there now making its way towards the pit lane, German does take lead of this Grand Prix, and going to ride on board from Jimmy, where we are now in third place. So this top three, all on very different strategies here, one on medium tyres, one on soft and one on the hard. So who has made the right strategy call? And there we go, German has gone, and everyone has gone with him. The top five are away, and Casey there putting the pressure on the Ferrari already up the main straight there, trying to take use of the slipstream, and not going to poke his nose out for turn one, but certainly well in with opportunity at the moment, and just losing Murphy there ever slightly behind, giving him a little bit of space to breathe, but no changes on that opening few corners after the safety car restart. And German again made a good start. Will he be able to pull out a advantage now on those medium tyres? Now remember, Zach is behind on the faster soft set of tyres there, so it will be interesting to see whether he can manage to pull a gap or not. And Jimmy on the hard tyres, can he stay with this groove, or is he going to come under too much pressure? Collins there picking up a 3-second time penalty. He's now up to 6 seconds of time penalties so far in this Grand Prix. Spencer hasn't yet caught the back of the field either after that pit stop. So Spencer on the fresh soft tyres at the back, certainly going to be able to utilise them. Fresh tyres out of everyone. Remember that Don Arjun in the Red Bull will be peeling into the pit lane as well at some point in the next couple of laps, because he's got drive-through penalty to serve, or he'll be disqualified. So I'll keep an eye on that. German a 118.833 on the medium tyres there, and Don Arjun into the pit for the drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car as well. So Spencer is now through up into 9th place in the Mercedes there, and onwards and upwards for the Mercedes driver with a little bit more ground to catch up. Spencer Milton there, as we speak about him, commentator's curse once again. He's going to hate me for this, but a 3-second time penalty going his way as well. Collins there in the Haas, struggling a little bit by the looks of it on the hard tyres. 2.9 seconds he's dropped to the Aston Martin driver already, Carbrincon. But we'll keep an eye on that battle as it progresses. Carbrincon around a second behind the AlphaTauri. Main battles on the track at the minute is this little battle we're sat in at the moment for P3. You've got Jimmy in third place, dropping away from Top Cup 1. Spencer Milton is out of the Grand Prix. Let's just go back to Don Arjun. We are going to drive past. Looks like Spencer might have dipped into the gravel on the far side. He certainly has, and come across into the wall. That is a shame for the Mercedes driver, but out of the Grand Prix and down to 9 as the safety car is released once again. And again, pit stops. Iron Zach back in, getting off those soft tyres and onto mediums. Going to try and head towards the end of the Grand Prix. Who else is in the pit lane? There we are, Murphy and Carbrincon. Fresh mediums there for Carbrincon and for Murphy. And Don Arjun also heading into the pit lane as well, getting off those soft tyres. If anyone has hard to the end, option to do that, or medium soft to the end would be just about perfect right now. There we go, it is hard for the Red Bull driver looking to go long. And once more then we are back behind the safety car, just a couple of laps after it went back in. 3 laps ago, safety car went back in to the pit lane and already been called on once again. So German leads the train around until we do pick up the safety car around in section 1 of the track, and then it'll be at least another lap or 2. So probably looking towards lap 16 before we are racing once again this evening at the Circuit de Catalonia in Spain. And drive-through penalty this time for H. Collins speeding under the safety car. Same thing that Don Arjun got the penalty for on the first occasion. Collins has now picked up to go with his woes of penalties this evening, already up to 6 seconds in corner cutting penalties. Casey with 3 second penalty for corner cutting as well. But Casey now running up in P2 after the amount of pit stops and changes we've had. I've just seen Jimmy in the Ferrari into the pits there and dropping down as we pick up the safety car at the front of the pack. German still on top then, as he has been all evening so far. Topped all 3 sessions in qualifying and now leading the race 14 laps in. Lost it for a couple of laps at the lead of the Grand Prix to Zach, but very quickly got back on top form. Casey Jennett then in the Alpine had a okay midfield qualifying session, but now up into P2 with 3 seconds of penalties, so we'll see how it unfolds over the second half of this Grand Prix. Frenzy in P3 in the AlphaTauri as well. Had a very steady start, but slow and steady can well win you the race. And now clear as day up into P3. H. Collins there in P4 with a drive-through penalty to serve and 6 seconds worth of penalties so far. 2 3-second penalties for continuous corner cutting. I'm Zach in P5 in the first of the 2 Red Bulls this evening. Jimmy in P6, down from P3, so some work to do for the Ferrari drive, but obviously on fresh tyres compared to the top 4 drivers, so taking that into consideration as well. Murphy there in P7 in the Williams, Con in P8 in the Aston Martin. Had a very quiet race other than the contact early on with the McLaren. Can't remember which McLaren it was, so I'm not going to quote. Still not quite sure what initially happened there to cause both drivers to be off the track. Whether it was a coming together or whether there might have been another driver involved, we're not sure. But running at least down in 8th place, unlike the 2 McLarens, and the second of the 2 Red Bulls in P9 there, in the way of Don Arjun, and will be quite glad to join the back of the pack after serving the drive-through penalty from the first safety car period. Out currently Spencer, Kimi, Viper and Aston Nix disqualified for not moving off the line. There we go, so a very early call then from race control. Safety car will be in this lap, and German will now back up the order and let safety car run into the distance. Casey Jennett in P2. Will he be able to judge as well as he did on the first safety car restart? The breakaway, he was in 4th place on that occasion, but immediately put the Ferrari under pressure. So can he do the same this time and challenge for the race lead? We will have to see as we round out of the final couple of corners. When will the race leader put his foot down? And there he goes. He's gone out of the chicane, and we are racing once again. And Casey there making a mistake, and that has got big consequences for everyone behind. And he's going to put him under pressure now from the AlphaTauri, riding on board with the AlphaTauri from behind. And not only the AlphaTauri that is going to put him under pressure going into turn 1, but Casey very well held in the end there as H. Collins goes around the outside of Frenzy in fact and takes P3 for the time being. So Frenzy ends up being the driver to lose out there, and now coming under pressure from Zach and Jimmy behind. And German 1.9 second lead there after Casey making that slight error on the exit of the final corner. on the safety car restart there, and I don't think the Williams driver up front will be complaining whatsoever. That's a great restart from him once again, and giving him great opportunity for this race. He'll be looking to open up a gap now of 3 or 4 seconds to get a comfortable margin out the front. In the midfield battle then, H. Collins up into 3rd place. Frenzy in 4th place has just caught the back of the Haas as well. So we'll keep an eye on that battle. So Collins, Frenzy, Zach, Jimmy and Murphy, Carbrincon and Donarjon. So everyone from P3 downwards in a battle between each other. And it's a matter of where do you look at what point, as you see all these cars flying through the shot there. And that is how close they are all following at this moment in time. 17 laps down, halfway through this Spanish Grand Prix, and looks like the Red Bull might be looking for an attack there. Red Bull down the inside, can Zach make the move stick into turn 4? He certainly can, and he's round. And Jimmy in the Ferrari also looking to do exactly the same thing, going round the outside of Frenzy. So not just the inside but the outside as well of Frenzy there, again taking advantage of the Williams of Murphy, also all over the back of Frenzy now. We've got yellow flag in sector 2. That is Casey Jennett is out of the Grand Prix there. Is it going to cause another safety car? We'll have to keep an eye out. Yellow flag still being shown in sector 2. And I'm Zach and Jimmy right amongst each other, but no overtaking at the moment with yellow flags being shown. So, and track is green. We go racing once again, no safety car required on this occasion. Shame to see Casey out there, was in a great position, but German taking a fast lap and a bit of contact there. I am Zach slowing down for Collins, moving across into the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty, and Jimmy there going into the back of him. Don't believe he has found any damage. And just to add to it, as Collins has gone in to serve his drive-through penalty, they're picking up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. That added to the 2 3-second penalties. He's already got up to 11 seconds in penalties for the Haas driver. However, even though he is in last place at the minute, 8th position is good enough points if he can bring it home this evening. Murphy, a great move down the inside there on the Ferrari and moves up into P3. Williams running 1 and 3 right now and looking extremely strong, as is Red Bull in 2nd and 5th position. As we say, 2nd and 5th. Donarjon then in 2nd of Red Bulls, looking very close indeed to the back of that Ferrari. Had to slam the brakes on there not to cause contact. DRS wide open and making a dive into the corner, and the cutback there from the Ferrari. A little bit naughty, working each other out wide, but we are all good now, it seems. Yellow flag in sector 2. It was just a brief yellow and a brief off for H. Collins as well. And Red Bull there, Donarjon looking again, but Jimmy not making it easy for him whatsoever to get past. At the minute he will have DRS though and should see an easy pass here. He can get in the slipstream and through he goes. Red Bull up into P4. So top 4, both Red Bulls and both Williams in the top 4. Jimmy now under pressure from Frenzy as well, so let's ride on board with the AlphaTauri driver. And down the outside, is he going down the inside even, is he going? No. And a little bit of wiggle there from Jimmy. Can't really wiggle around that much too often, but in fact now he's ended it, and off goes the AlphaTauri into the distance. Jimmy obviously must be struggling there on those tyres for some reason. Frenzy actually on older tyres there, 10 lap old mediums compared to Jimmy's 4. It's very strange indeed, unless the Ferrari driver has got any damage that we can't see from this shot, which would be bizarre indeed. Right then, out in front then, German in the Williams, and we know he's been dominating from the start of the day, but now 10 seconds clear of the Red Bull of Zach in P2, 2 seconds ahead of Murphy in the 2nd Williams in P3. So double podium at the moment for the Williams. Now we have got a Hungary Red Bull also in the background there as well, so both Williams and both Red Bulls really putting the power down tonight. Frenzy in P5 in the AlphaTauri as well. Obviously sister team to Red Bull, so great night for Honda. And I think also some of the leaders now have passed the back marker of H. Collins. Donald John just coming up to the back of Collins now to pass him for the first time in this Grand Prix. Lap 20 of 33, 13 laps to go, and quite an eventful little race considering numbers this evening. Hopefully we'll have some more drivers in for the next race next week. A few people unavailable this evening. Jimmy down in P7 has decided to pit, in fact, even though he's only on 4 lap old, and down the inside goes Frenzy to lap H. Collins as well. So Collins just looking to get to the end of this Grand Prix to make sure he brings home some points tonight for the Haas team. Currently, at worst, he'll be bringing home 4 points if he can finish the Grand Prix. If anyone else retires, obviously opportunity to pick up some more points as the evening goes on. Jimmy in the background then, DRS wide open, soft tyres on. Carbon Con there is not on soft tyres, he's on the mediums there, 6 lap old mediums. Briefly shown, yellow flag in sector 3, I think that was again on the final corner for H. Collins, and in fact it was, and he's retired from the session, which is a shame. Stands to just 7 drivers in this Grand Prix with 13 laps remaining. There we go, and through goes the Ferrari driver then on those soft tyres. Not really much of a challenger, and not much that the Aston Martin driver could do. Both drivers probably got one more stop left in the strategies as we go through to the last third of the race. Looking down the order, it's come a little bit static now as well. So Jimmy 26 seconds behind Frenzy. And everyone else, a couple of seconds between them. All I can say in terms of performance though is German is an absolute animal. I can't think of another word to describe him, and absolutely bizarre indeed. He's just so far ahead, 10.8 seconds and climbing now. 13 lap old medium tyres as well, so do expect all drivers to pit again. Even Jimmy on those soft tyres probably not going to get to the end, although 1:17.464 there for Jimmy for the fastest lap. Maybe that was the plan all along, to go soft, but he will have a bit of competition. I think German might well be jumping into the pit lane for a set of softs later on in this Grand Prix, and I'm sure he'll want that fastest lap back as well. But a very competitive lap time there from Jimmy for fastest lap attempt so far. Obviously got to remember as the race goes on as well, cars get lighter with fuel, so opportunity that people will go faster as the event goes on. So running back down the order, Zach there in P2, and comfortable gap to the car behind, 2.7 seconds at the moment to the second of the 2 Williams drivers this evening in the way of Murphy. Don Arjun, the Red Bull teammate, down in P4 at a minute as well. But no one closer than this battle for P2. 2.7 seconds is the closest battle on track at this moment in time. So it is now a matter of who's going to break first for this final pit stop. You will get around 8 decent laps on the soft tyres, so lap 23 we could well see our race leader in sooner than later. Keep an eye on it. Is he going in yet? No, not quite yet. He's going to go another couple of laps and probably be going for the fastest lap when he gets the opportunity to. Murphy, everyone looking to stay out for the time being. can't think those hard tyres are very nice on Donald Jun's car either. Excuse me. Yeah, although only 14 laps on the hards, and they will go a lot further. Yeah, I can't see them being very nice to drive on at all. Now, let me just check in on penalties. Just the 3 seconds for Carbrincon then, that are now standing. Collins did have quite a few racked up. Casey had 3 seconds, but obviously both drivers now not in the Grand Prix due to retirements this evening. So that gap with Jimmy as well was at 26 seconds, down to 20 seconds now. So although got to stop again, it could well mean if he keeps on at this pace, he's got an opportunity to potentially just about catch the back of the pack with another pit stop for everyone towards the back end of the Grand Prix, but the likelihood is he probably won't be moving up the order unless there is an issue somewhere else on track this evening, sadly for the championship leader as it stands. No, not really much movement across the timing boards either. I'm Zach falling another couple of seconds to Gurman on that lap. All these drivers still heading round as we see Frenzy into the pit lane then. So he is the first one to break. 16 lap old mediums on the car are coming off, and anyone pitting now onto the soft tyre we'd expect. There we go. We said 8 laps to go, and it is 8 laps to go as he makes that stop. There we are. Then let's head back to see who's doing what. So Gurman, is he going to react now? He doesn't overly need to react, but has got an opportunity now to go into the pits, get rid of those medium tyres and see it through to the end on a fresh set of softs. And no, Gurman's staying out for the time being, in fact. So odd call, maybe because he's going to lose track position. He's a bit worried about those cars behind potentially staying out. Zach around as well. Murphy also going round. Will Donovan follow in form? He certainly does. Now, question is, can these guys go without a pit stop to the end of the Grand Prix? That is something that we don't know from this point of view. Certainly would be quite a big ask for Gurman to do another 8 laps on those tyres. I really do think he's got to head into the pit lane at some point this evening. Jimmy going around once again. Those soft tyres going to the end, I think, for Jimmy. So he might struggle against Frenzy towards the back end of the Grand Prix. Obviously Frenzy on fresh tyres behind. That 5 laps could be all the difference. And Murphy just noticed as well, was trailing 2.6 seconds there to Zach, now down to 3.4 as well, dropping away there. Gurman is now finally into the pit lane, and fast lap currently held by Jimmy, a 117 point, I want to say it was a 0.4 off the top of my head without checking, but we will have a quick look now. We've got an opportunity, 17.4, yeah, there for fastest lap, and no one else in the 17s yet, let alone getting down to that. So let's see who can challenge for fastest lap this evening. Darjun there, 3 second time penalty as well, but with such a large gap behind, unless he pits, it's not going to make many odds. If he does pit here, we could have a race on 4P4 this evening. So Gurman has pit. Now question is Zach now going to try and take it to the end of the Grand Prix? Well, he could do that. He's got track position, but the likelihood of keeping it is very, very slim indeed against fresh soft tyres. As you can see, the gap Gurman has got is now down to 1.5 seconds to his teammate and closing extremely quick already. So Ryan on board, he goes purple in sector 2 as well. He's already catching the back of his teammate, 1 second behind now. and into DRS range for the main straight. 6 laps left of this Spanish Grand Prix, and just 7 drivers remaining in the race. And there we go then. So DRS is going to be wide open, and surely his teammate's not going to make it overly hard for him as he goes up and around. There you go, and straight down the inside as they go do it, and all completed before they head into the braking zone. So going back into P2, and now charging after the Red Bull of Zach out front. How long do we think it's going to take German to get on the back of Zach? Well, personally, 14 lap old medium tyres, they've got to be getting towards the end of their life. I'd expect him to be on the back of the Red Bull by the time we get back to the start finish straight, if I'm completely honest. Those fresh soft tyres are really going to be working wonders, and obviously now going fastest lap on this lap as well. As you can see him utilising all the ERS and battery power he's got available to him on this attempt here from the Williams driver. There you go, he's going to get stuck in a little bit of traffic now, but surely not too hard to pass. He is within DRS range as well, so DRS will be open down the main straight, and not much that can do here with the goods he's got. A 116.929 there for German, and he could be on for full Monty this evening. And they are going wheel to wheel, but there you go, the Red Bull does end up yielding in the end of things to allow through the Williams back into the league Grand Prix. He topped every single qualifying session this evening. He took pole position. He's currently sat with fastest lap with 4 laps left of the 5 laps left of this Grand Prix, and if he takes a win as well, he's had an absolutely superb night there for German in the Williams car. Zach in P2 can't be disappointed in the Red Bull. Strategy just didn't quite fall his way this evening, but he can't also pit in as well because he's too close to Murphy behind. Now that is crucial. Zach has just picked up a 3-second time penalty, and that does mean he needs to get that gap to Murphy to 3 seconds, and at the minute it's just hovering around 2.8 seconds. So Murphy would have seen that and will be thriving to try and push on now and try and get in there. And a slight mistake again, a little bit of a wobble there for Zach on the final corner. Can those tyres just about hang in there? 16 lap old now, medium tyres, as are Murphy's. And Donald there in the background in the second of the Red Bulls on 20 lap old hard tyres, however, is now closing the gap to the 2 guys in front for the podium. Can he challenge for this late podium? Are those medium tyres now done and falling off the cliff so much that the hard tyres are the only ones singing and dancing on this track? So 2.5 seconds from Darjan to Murphy in P3, so we'll keep an eye on that gap. I'm just going to jump back on board with Zach for the time being, and Carbon Con is out of the Grand Prix, and that is a safety car at the very last stages, and that is coming out of the final corner there as being sent out. 30 laps on the board, lap 31, 32. This could well finish behind the safety car. If not, it will be one final racing lap, and that has really caused problems there for Zach and Donarjon, both Red Bull drivers. Both of them have the issue, and I'm surprised Zach has not bailed into the pits for soft tyres there to go for the fastest lap. Murphy and Donarjon certainly have, however. Let's see where they come out. Will Jimmy manage to get past those 2 drivers? Will Jimmy pit as well to have another crack for fastest lap? And Frenzy there, we presume, will stay out on the 4 lap old tyres. So not quite sure what happened to Carbrink on there. Bit of a shame on lap 30 of Grand Prix. Lap 29 for Carbrink on, that was actually. Jimmy does go into the pits as well. as does Frenzy. I'm a bit surprised Frenzy hasn't taken the track position there. Very odd indeed. So everyone on soft tyres apart from Zach on his 17 lap old medium tyres. Was that a mistake from the Red Bull driver? We don't expect the safety car to stay out for very long whatsoever. Just 6 drivers left in this Grand Prix, and what a long night it has been, starting 2 hours ago almost now, and down to the last 2.5 laps, and the safety car straight back in this lap. So those guys at the back that have just stopped, Frenzy could have jumped Jimmy and taken P5 if he hadn't a pit there, which was what we were trying to get at. So a little bit of a shame that he did decide to pit in the end there. And these drivers right up against each other. Zach there on the used medium tyre might get swallowed up by a couple of positions, but should be looking good for P4 still at worst. May just lose out on the podium sadly to his teammate there, and potentially a 1-2 here for the Williams team. So German puts his foot down, as does Zach, with a little bit of a wobble there. You saw the wobble, and watching behind, this is Murphy in the second of the Williams, looking to make it a 1-2 on the podium this evening. Can he do anything under braking on those frost soft tyres? And around the outside he goes. Will Donajun try and follow suit? He doesn't. He yields for the time being and does the cutback. There you go. So Murphy into P2, Donajun into P3, and Zach losing out down to P4 on those medium tyres with 2 laps left to go. German now in the driving seat in the helm with his teammate in P2. It's a 1-2 for Williams with a lap and a half left to go. Donajun in 3rd place for Red Bull, 4th place Red Bull as well. So great positions for these 2 teams and for the constructors. Absolutely brilliant result for both constructors this evening, and we're going to ride on board, see if Donajun can put any pressure on and try and split these Williams on the podium this evening. Let's see what we can do in this final part. There will be no DRS due to the safety car in this last lap. It's all got to be done good old fashioned racing and slipstream. And German just over a second ahead of his teammate Donajun there, within 6/10 of the Williams in front, and using everything he's got. Look at ERS, Donajun has a little bit more actually than Murphy. That could play crucial on this final lap of the Grand Prix, and German's having none of it. He is trying to pull a gap and disappear into the distance there, and Frenzy picking up a 3-second time penalty as well, already down the back of the grid. Don't think that's going to make any difference at the end of this. Just going to make sure that that is a 3-second penalty there for Donaldson. Yes, it is. If it was a 6, he'd drop back behind his teammate. So it will be a Williams 1-2 on this occasion, and no change in terms of order. Williams 1-2, Red Bull 3 and 4. Let's ride on board with our race leader on his way to victory, going through his final part of the lap. He's dominated the night, topped all 3 sessions of qualifying from pole position, got overtaken, retook the position very quickly on lap 3, and now coming around the final corner and crossing the line with the fastest lap at a 1:16.9 to take victory in Spain. Williams 1 and 2 then, with Donajun hot on the heels there in the Red Bull in 3rd place, and 4th place there for Red Bull as well. So very good positions for those 2 teams. Jimmy there in the Ferrari in P5 had a little bit of a disastrous race from time to time, but managed to keep going, and good points score there, 10 points for Ferrari. And Frenzy finishing the order of finishes this evening, coming home in P6. Donajun, driver of the day as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with the game on that and give it to German. He hasn't put a foot wrong tonight, and an absolutely outstanding performance. If not that late safety car as well, would have been over 10 seconds ahead at the end of that Grand Prix. And an outstanding drive from the Williams duo. great to be back with you. Again, do apologise for the communication error in qualifying, so I am aware that there was no Chan there, so I am sorry for that slight technical issue, but all sorted now, and there is confirmation of the final standing. German's pole position to victory with fastest lap at 1:16.929 this evening. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Now that technical issue is sorted, I know what it was. Makes it a little bit easier going forward to sort that out, and look forward to hopefully joining you as much as I possibly can over the coming season. Thank you very much. Good night.